First of all, obviously, happy for our guys to be able to get through, obviously finals week and a few days off this week in the test mode, and then to wrap up the non-conference schedule in the way we did. Thought we did a lot of good things, and it was good to be able to play and go really deep into the bench for some pretty substantial minutes. I think that'll help not only those individuals, but us collectively going forward, because we're going to continue to, need all the help we can get. Long road ahead of us yet. But I thought the two bigs, Crown and Winter, were good, were efficient. Obviously, the numbers bear that out. Nolan's ability to rebound at a high level, get to the line. We didn't shoot the three great, but I thought we had really good looks, and defensively did a lot of good things to keep the ball out of the paint for the most part. I think in the first half we only had one basket at the rim. Lovejoy got loose on a ball screen rejection, but I thought by and large a pretty workmanlike effort, and now these guys will get some time back home to be able to get with family and friends that they didn't get over Thanksgiving, which I think is really important, because they sacrifice a lot to spend a lot of time with us and miss some things with their families. So it's important for the next 4 days they'll have, and then we'll get back and continue to try to get us better as we prepare for the next year, so to speak, with the Big Ten, the rest of the Big Ten schedule, and what's beyond that. So, questions?
Go ahead, Mark.
Greg, with the way Steve and Nolan have produced, at least from an offensive standpoint, has that at all maybe eased any concern you may have had going into Big Ten play at all?
You're only as good as your next 40 minutes. So, we always have known, or I have known, the potential of those two, how I think complete their games can be. And Steve is, I think the last two games has done a better job of that, of being more aggressive and intentional with it. And Nolan, I think, is just, I used a phrase earlier this week that he's just been hatched, so to speak. So he's so young in terms of where he can be, and what he can do. You see that size and the skill level that he has, and the athleticism he has, and he has a motor. I don't know if he realizes how impactful and how good he can be, and it's our job to help, keep pushing that bar higher for him. But when you have those two guys go, 13 for 19 and 15 rebounds, that's good production from those two guys in 21 minutes each.
Let's go, Michael, then Nick.
You kind of strayed from playing them together on the floor at the beginning of each half. I guess what were you trying to get a look at, and I guess what do you like about them individually?
Well, they haven't played together. If you really boil down the numbers, they played together about 14 possessions a game. There's about 5-ish or more in the first half, and 5-ish or more in the second half, because of how we rotate. I think the quicker spurts have helped Steve. I think the shorter spurts have helped Steve. And some of it's lineup dependent on who we're defending. If we're not seeing two bigs, even if we are, I can use Gilmore. Gilmore's good enough to handle another big, but different combinations. Trying to get Xavier in there with one or the other. I'd like to get in with Steve just because of Steve's physicality. But I think we don't get back to the starting rotation with those two together very often until the start of the second half, just because of, like I said, I wanted intentionally to play Steve in shorter spurts, and that means playing Steve less. If he can be more impactful in less minutes, then that's the route to go.
Nick, go ahead.
Hey, Greg, you touched on kind of the defense around the rim. From two as a whole, only about 30% from the field for them, almost no second chance points. Just what stood out on that end as a whole, and how did it propel you guys?
Yeah, it's, you've heard me talk about the analytics a lot in terms of long twos, non-rim twos, and you're trying to prevent rim twos, and you're preventing threes as much as you can. I thought number 8, we had some stare downs on us. We dropped our hands a few times on him, didn't make him put the ball on the floor. But I think other than that, I think we did a decent job on the perimeter of contesting threes and putting pressure on the ball, but yeah, forcing as many long or mid-range twos as possible. And they're a team that shoots a lot of mid-range, just looking at their games leading into today and even looking at the halftime shot chart. Like I mentioned, we had one, Lovejoy got to the rim once, and other than that, everything was mid-range and threes, so we're able to protect the rim, and I think it pours into the philosophy behind what we've been talking about with our team, and that's, you know, what you do offensively, obviously you're flipping that defensively, so I think they understand now the importance of it, because I hear them talking about it even in live action, the guys that are on the bench, when there's a mid-range shot taken, or, you know, I don't know if we took any, I haven't seen the final, we didn't in the first half, I haven't seen the final stat or the shot chart yet, post-game, but they're starting to realize it, and they're smart, and I think we show them the numbers and show them the production behind that and the reasons why and the science behind it, so to speak, without getting too deep in the weeds with them and confusing them. But now they're starting, we've had enough sample size that they see the benefits of what we're trying to accomplish.
Michael?
Going back to the two bigs, is the ceiling at all higher if you could find a way to, I guess, you know, Steve and Nolan playing together be your best lineup, and, you know, they really kind of find the synergy together?
Again, I'll go back to, you know, I've got all the lineup numbers. They haven't played that as much together as you would think they have. And because they're two 7-footers, I know I have another 7-footer that's ready to, you know, I can't roll another guy through with them right now. I mean, Greppy's making progress, but I think staying more mobile at the 4, and Nolan can do that. He's the only 7-footer that can play the 4 that I have right now. The other two guys are 5s, and I think, you know, the numbers again behind Gilmore in the lineup makes us good on both ends. I mean, you don't look at the stat sheet and say that. You look at the lineup production when he's on the floor. Defensively, it's good. Offensively, it's good. And it doesn't have to be him scoring. It's the movement and the pace we play with, his ability to get to the glass, do some things. So it's deeper. You know, there's more reasons behind it than, oh, we have two 7-footers on the floor. That's good in certain situations, but you don't see a lot of 7-foot lineups. And we saw one with Michigan, but yeah, we're continuing. I think they're getting better at finding each other in the high low. And that's something we continue to emphasize, so they gotta be brave enough to throw it. And, you know, we did today, and I thought we threw one early in the second half. I thought somebody actually got a foul, but it was a foul on the defender for holding him. But having the confidence and the understanding, I'm not gonna get upset if you happen to whistle one out of bounds there or something happens. I want them looking for that quickly within what we're doing offensively for that big stuff as we play it through the possession.
Mark?
Blackwell tied his career high for assists today. 4 of those came in the first half, and a lot of them they were either layups or dunks. I'm just curious, what are you seeing in terms of, you know, him just being able to create opportunities for other guys?
Yeah, I think he's getting more comfortable and being a distributor and more complete in his game than just being a scorer. And we challenged him with that he's got to continue to do all those other things that he did last year that got him on the floor. Now his role's grown and changed, but don't lose sight of what got you there last year, you know, on the floor early, and that was the defending, the rebounding, just being really, really solid. I think he can be even a better defender than what he is, but he's got a lot on his plate, you know, in terms of what we've asked of him. And I think the last 2 games we've seen high assist numbers, no turnovers, so that's something we talked about against after Illinois. He had no assists, and if the ball in his hands that much, that can't happen. You know, some guys making shots, but it's also him understanding the scope that he has to play with and finding guys, and still your own offense is there at times, but his ability to you know, attack and find people. And then part of that goes back to Nick's question, the analytics of not taking as many mid-range, getting yourself deeper in the paint. You're gonna have more kick out threes, you're gonna have more drops to the floor to bigs or lobs at the rim, and then your finish rate yourself is gonna go up. So if you can minimize a lot of that medium, middle part of the floor stuff, it's gonna help all parts of your game, and I think John's a recipient of that at times.
Ben?
Tanji's efficiency has kind of dropped over the course of the last 5-6 games. I know you've talked about him playing off 2 feet. Is there something that you can kind of pinpoint beyond that he's just, his shot selection, is it something else that just isn't as efficient?
I haven't been, I mean, he had some turnover, obviously. I think he led us in turnovers today, but the biggest thing is playing off 2 feet, Ben. I mean, when he does it, even in practice, when he does it, he's really efficient. He gets fouled. When he doesn't, we see the results. So what we see in a game is the same stuff we see in practice. And, we gotta, like I told him, we have a short window here to get you a better habit in that part of your game. I don't have 4 years to work with him to really build a habit. We gotta do it in a short order. And, so for him, the credit to him is that he's receptive, and he knows it, but he's done it off 1 foot for so long that he's never been, and this is the highest level he's played at, so there's a combination of things. He's gotta get better at it. He's gotta understand scout reports are out now. He's not sneaking up on anybody. So, continue to work on the efficiency piece of it and pick your spots. I thought him getting to the free throw line tonight early, in the first half, got him some confidence, got him in a good spot to make the next shot, which was a 3 on the left side. So understanding how that part of your game, if you're scuffling a little bit, trying to find your rhythm, trying to get on track, go get fouled. You're gonna get fouled if you play off 2 feet more often. And then in the very next possession, bang, he had a left side 3. So you just gotta keep giving him sample sizes and experience and point those things out. When good things happen, here's why it happened. So we need him to continue to be more efficient, and that's something this team's gonna really reach a high level. We have to have him at a high level more consistently.
One more question for Coach. Go ahead, Michael.
Jack Janicki led you guys in blocks today. I guess, what has he proven as a defender to this point?
Well, he got behind on some ball screens. That's why he ended up blocking the shot. He crashed into a couple of them. One of them was a back. Second half one he was coming from the backside. But yeah, I mean, guys love playing with him, because he makes the right play. He covers up. He does a lot of this little simple stuff that makes us better in the backcourt that Gilmore does in the front court. He's not going to blow you away with the stat sheet, but the other players understand he's one of the first guys in pickup games. He's one of the first guys picked because of how he moves the ball and how he always makes the right play. You see, he's way more athletic than people think he is, and he's given credit for it. He just plays hard, I think it's not always perfect, but when you play hard, you can cover up for any other miscues. So he played hard, and even though he got burnt on a ball screen, he was able to recover and like I said, make the play on the ball. So usually when he's in the game, a lot of good things happen if you watch closely enough. Jim, Alan? No? Just along just here and hanging out? All right. Well, happy holidays, everybody. Okay, have a great break, and